Namaste and welcome to the morning assembly. Today is Thursday, the 6th of August. Please get ready for prayers.
श्रीनाथ जी, 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 श्रीनाथ जी। मने प्यारू लागे हो, मने प्यारू लागे श्री जी तारू नाम। धन 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 श्री जी ना चरणों मां, धन मन धन श्री जी ना चरणों। ओ मैं तो छोड़ी दी था हो, मैं तो छोड़ी दी था सगड़ा का। तुलसी ने माला भव बंधन ना तोड़ से ताड़ा। मारो घर बने, मारो घर बने रुड ब्रज धाम। धन 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 श्री जी ना चरणों मां, धन मन धन श्री जी ना चरणों। ओ मने प्यारू लागे, मने प्यारू लागे श्री जी तारू नाम। धन 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 श्री जी ना चरणों मां, धन मन धन श्री जी ना चरणों मां। श्रीनाथ जी, 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 श्रीनाथ जी।
Please get ready for Om. Oprah Winfrey, an American television personality, delivered a speech entitled Integrity Not for Sale during a graduation ceremony at Harvard University. Diana Booch from IGCSE will be reciting the same.
Integrity not for sale. Here are a few things I want you to know that I know for sure. Don't be afraid. All you have to know is who you are. There is no such thing as failure. What other people label or might try to call failure, I have learned is just the God's way of pointing you in a direction. Your calling isn't something that somebody can tell you about. It's what you feel. It's a part of your life force. It is the thing that gives you juice. The thing that you're supposed to do, and nobody can tell you what that is. You know it inside. I spent 8 years in Baltimore. I know those years in Baltimore when I was unhappy being a television reporter. But the voice of my father, who thought he knew what I was supposed to do, was in my head. He said to me, "Don't give up that job, girl. You're never going to earn $25,000 in a year." That was my father's dream for me. But God could dream a bigger dream than you can dream yourself. So I tried to live in the space of God's dream. And the television executive said to me when I was in Baltimore that it was too much, that I was too big, and that I was too black. They said to me that I was too emotional, that I was too engaged, that I was too much for the news. And so they put me on the talk show one day just to run out my contract. That was the beginning of my story. So I say, even when things are difficult, be grateful. Honor your calling. Don't worry about how successful you'll be. Don't worry about it. Focus on how significant you can be in your service, and success will take care of itself. Always take stand for yourself. Your values, you're defined by them. From the very beginning of my career in Baltimore, I walked in the room, all full of men, and they said to me, "You need to change your name." I said, "What do you want me to change it to?" They said, "We think Susie is a good name. Susie is a friendly name. Susie is a name people will remember. People can relate to Susie." I said, "I'm going to keep my name whether people remember it or not. It is my name." If I could count the number of times I have been asked to compromise or sell out myself for one reason or another, I would be a billionaire 10 times over. My integrity is not for sale, and neither is yours. Thank you.
It is not hard to believe that the world will be a changed place once this global pandemic comes to an end. The way we look at it, perceive it, behave in it, all of it will undergo extreme transformation. Thomas Roberts also narrates a heartfelt poem about what he thinks has changed in the last 6 months. He also compares the before corona stage with the after. Teeth from IB1 will now recite the same.
The story starts before then in the world I once would dwell. It was a world of waste and wonder, of poverty and plenty. Back before we understood why hindsight's 2020. You see, the people came up with companies to trade across all lands, but they swelled and got much bigger than we could have ever planned. We always had our wants, but now it got so quick. You could have anything you dreamed of in a day and with a click. We noticed families had stopped talking. That's not to say they never spoke, but the meaning must have melted and the work-life balance broke. And the children's eyes grew squarer and squarer, and every toddler had a phone. They filtered out the imperfections, but amidst the noise, they felt alone. And every day the skies grew thicker, till you couldn't see the stars. So we flew the planes to find them, while down below we filled our cars. We drove around all day in circles. We had forgotten how to run. We swapped the grass for tarmac, shrunk the parks till there were none. We filled the sea with plastic because our waste was never capped, until each day when you went fishing, you did pull them out wrapped. And while we drank and smoked and gambled, our leaders taught us why. It's best not to upset the lobbies, more convenient to die. But then in 2020, a new virus came our way. The governments reacted and told us all to hide away. But while we all were hidden amidst the fear and all the while, the people dusted off their instincts. They remembered how to smile. They started clapping to say thank you and calling up their moms. And while the car keys gathered dust, they would look forward to the runs. And with the skies less full of voyagers, the earth began to breathe, and the beaches bore new wildlife that scuffled off into the seas. Some people started dancing, some were singing, some were baking. We had grown so used to bad news, but some good news was in the making. And so when we found the cure and were allowed to go outside, we all preferred the world we found to the one we had left behind. Old habits became extinct, and they made way for the new, and every simple act of kindness was now given its due. But why did it take so long to bring the people back together? Well, sometimes you have to get sick before you start feeling better. Now lie down and dream of tomorrow and all the things that we can do. And who knows, if you dream hard enough, maybe some of them will come true. We now call it the Great Realization. And yes, since then there have been many. But that's the story of how it started and why hindsight's 2020. Wishing you a happy and safe 2020.
Reflection is an integral part of any learning process. All IBDP students are required to reflect upon all of their experiences as a part of CAS. Doing the same on a public platform adds another dimension to the reflection process. Now, some of the IB2 students from our advisory will share their own CAS reflections.
Prep Reading Program. The project was an initiative to help younger grade students of our own school who struggled with reading and comprehending. We used a set of short stories and questions on the same to develop their reading and comprehending skills. Skills such as patience, empathy, and understanding abilities were needed. We also received suggestions from our teachers to teach efficiently. I have grown to understand that not everybody has the same learning pace. I understood that more than the pace of learning, ensuring that learning happens effectively is important. The main strength that I had for this project was my ability to understand. I was able to understand the needs and struggles of my buddy. The process was easier once I connected well with her and made her feel comfortable. At every step, I had to consider the ethics of my choices and actions. Responding to their mistakes in a firm yet caring way was crucial. For instance, laughing at their mistakes would probably make them underconfident and reluctant to read ahead. Noticing an improvement in her from being reluctant to read and not comprehending the text to now waiting for this time of the day and reading attentively made me optimistic about the program that I was actually able to bring a change. Overall, this was a good learning process for me to help me grow as a person as well.
Dance is my passion. I have been a part of every dance function organized at my school. After joining IB, I wanted to continue to take every opportunity to participate in dance events and challenge myself by developing new skills. This is why I chose to participate in Summerfest and our IB Cultural Show. Summerfest is a dance function organized at my school, focusing on Western and international forms of dance. My practices for it started later than the rest of the participants as I was at Sikkim for the Duke Trek. So instead of 3 weeks of practice, I just had 1 week. 1 week and almost 9 dances to learn. It seemed impossible considering the physical stress I had already gone through the Sikkim trek. To lighten my schedule, my teacher asked me to skip a few dances. First, I thought this was the wise thing to do. But later on, I decided to challenge myself because if I can't schedule time for my passion, then how can I expect to do the same for my studies and other activities? My passion for dance was greater than any physical strain. I was committed and persevered. Also, being one of the lead participants, I had to think of the other group members who might be impacted by my decision. I had to consider the ethics of my choice. Moreover, during the cultural show, I had to manage my time very efficiently, which was a new skill I learned. It required me to take a balanced approach between dance and other requirements such as academics and service. I understand that dance is a collaborative effort and thus sometimes I had to help my friends out. It is only by proper coordination, understanding each other and helping each other that we can put up a good performance. Today, dance is recognized globally as a skill since it helps us express ourselves while keeping our body flexible and fit. It was a challenge and a risk that I took. I realized that risk taking is not just about adventures, but also about decisions. The sense of achievement and happiness I felt by being a part of both the shows was immense. It boosted my confidence, and I realized that I have the potential to pursue even more difficult challenges I face in my life.
One of the issues we decided to work on was to spread awareness about menstrual hygiene amongst young schoolgirls. We had a brainstorming session that included most of the girls from my class. We decided that the best way to do this would be a skit, as it will be exciting and informative. I was excited about it. I always felt a performance like a skit, drama, dance have a long-term impact. Girls in my grade were to plan the whole skit, including the characters and storyline. It was very confusing and difficult to decide a storyline in the start. However, I realized that the difference of performing a skit that was already written is to the challenge of creating the skit from scratch. It took us some time to get organized, and then we started delegating responsibilities. A couple of teachers helped us in the process of creating the skit, its practice and performance. The project was getting delayed and I was not very happy about it. This happened due to people not trying to memorize their part. Soon I and others realized we don't have to memorize it, but if we connect it with our daily life and the taboo one faces, we could be more natural. This helped me used to come with better connections and dialogues. We didn't have the same challenge in memorizing anymore. For me, connecting things with different parts of life has been my strength, so the skit being in Gujarati was appropriate and effective. Also, I was able to help my friends to translate what they said in English to Gujarati dialogues. I tried to connect each and every dialogue to a girl coming from a low economic background and trying to understand their feelings. This project involved constant reflection, revision, and upgrade. We had multiple practices, reflected with our teachers and Rotary representatives, took their feedback and constantly improvised. We also realized that an ethical approach would be to have expert opinion rather than depend only on our knowledge. We had a session with a gynecologist who informed us in detail about menstruation and its hygiene so we could answer their questions. Moreover, my role was of a schoolgirl advising a friend. So I talked about the way I would to my friends and the advice I would give to her, which helped me to remember my dialogue and be also more natural. On the other hand, making facial expressions and voice modulation was something where I faced a difficulty as I am not expressive enough. However, I took this as a challenge. I had my friends and supervisors who showed it to me practically and I did it accordingly, and I found little changes in the way I started it and did it in the final. Issues such as menstrual hygiene are a taboo and people don't talk about it. We as a group demonstrated the courage and tried to address this issue. We kept in mind that nobody's cultural beliefs or sentiments are hurt, as this was a very sensitive topic. When it was the final day of performance, I saw that there were over 500 students and it was very difficult to find a way that everybody could see and hear us. So we performed the play twice. After the session, we talked with Rotarians and our teachers and reflected upon it. We were then called 2 more times by another school and for different sets of students. Hydroponics project. The purpose of this project was to manage the greenhouse in the school and develop training programs for the same. The entire concept was introduced to us during a 2-day hydroponics workshop. It wasn't exactly fascinating at the start, learning about the basic plant life and their growth. I was more interested in the execution part where we integrated biology and physics to create plugs, motors, and lights for the kit. I did plenty of tasks consecutively, such as drilling holes, soldering shapes for the switches, and checking and modifying any kit when necessary. I was interested mainly because I did not have prior experience in hardware tasks. I have realized that all tasks I carried out required collaboration and patience. I also helped in maintaining the greenhouse at school, where I was a part of the quality control team that had to grow plants, keep a daily check on the pH and temperature levels, and spray pesticides on the infected plants. Apart from growing, I also helped in selling these within our school environment. It was an added responsibility that taught me more than plant knowledge, like managing my time at school and interacting with buyers. Commitment and perseverance were crucial in this project, especially in regularly checking the plant quality. It helped me connect with the global issues of modern farming practices and sustainability. All in all, this was one of the best learning experiences I personally encountered.
I am a very big fan of Bollywood movies based on history like Jodha Akbar and Bajirao Mastani. So when I heard about this audition for an act out based on a historical event, I knew I wanted to participate. During the audition, I delivered my dialogues with great passion and commitment, which is why I was selected to play the main role of Prithviraj Chauhan. Our act was based on the historic play Prithviraj Raso, written by Chand Bardal. Our performance was supposed to take place on the Independence Day in front of the entire school. I was proud of myself, but at the same time, I felt the pressure to perform the best. We practiced daily for about 20 days, which meant I had to dedicate quite a bit of time for this skit. We used a lot of props in our act, so it was necessary to coordinate our actions as a team. I have been regular at recitation and public speaking, however, this seemed like a challenge for me. I had to be sure that I do justice to the character of the great hero that I was playing. On the day of the event, I felt very nervous, as I was in front of a large audience. I remember my feet were trembling backstage. But once I was on the stage, I wasn't nervous at all, as I was Prithviraj Chauhan, the fearless Rajput ruler. This was a great opportunity for me where I could explore the actor inside me. As I reflect on my experience, I realize that being a regular performer wasn't the main reason for my confidence. It was the practices and the support of my team which gave me comfort. The applause and the praise which we received for the play inspired me to further take on different challenges.
Thank you for being a wonderful audience and have a great day.